The clock is ticking for Major League Baseball. We are almost a week away from when the first spring training games were scheduled to begin, but the lockout has everything up in the air. This is 10 Tampa Bay at 5:30. I'm Courtney Robinson.
And I'm Josh Sidorowicz. And this is not just the teams that we're talking about here. It's going to impact the money that would normally come with those big crowds. You see this? These are all the teams that would be playing here in our area right now. So what are we losing out on? 10 Tampa Bay's Adoree Achumba is live outside Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota with some perspective. Adoree.
That's right. Players and fans had hoped to be able to walk into the Ed Smith Stadium for some baseball spring training action, but in the week that the teams are supposed to start arriving, everyone is locked out.
Instead of pitchers and catchers meeting and being here today, there's attorneys and accountants meeting on behalf of the two sides.
Fans of Major League Baseball champions Atlanta Braves planning to fill the stands at the Cool Today Park in Northport, and fans of the Baltimore Orioles looking for spring training games at the Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota are all in limbo.
If I was living in the north and wanted to come down, I'd be pretty disappointed. The players and the owners are really pretty far apart.
After the COVID pandemic interrupted previous spring trainings, nearby businesses and their workers were all looking forward to spring ball.
I just heard people talking about this team a lot, and they'll be here like every February and blah, 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 but now they're not here yet. Like, okay, I just can't wait to meet them.
The uncertainty with the lockout is also impacting paychecks like fire and law enforcement, some of whom usually log some overtime.
I can tell you that they're in communication just about every day, seeing if there's any progress so that we can make those schedules.
They're all on payroll ready to go to work. How that's disseminated if games are canceled, you know, that's obviously going to probably have an impact.
According to Visit Sarasota, the Orioles have brought in more than $11 million in tourism to the county and $511 million to the state. They estimate the Braves' arrival will add another $1.7 billion to the area with its 30-year lease. Once
it's resolved, there'll be games. I'm sure there'll be games just like in 1995.
And tickets have actually gone on sale, so that's a positive sign. Now, the county's franchise liaison tells me that the good thing about this lockout is that the negotiations are cordial, and they haven't invited the minor league team to fill in for the players. Now, he also says that he's sure that the resolution is coming soon, but fans have to be patient.
And taking a deeper dive, because Major League Baseball, of course, has had several lockouts before. The league and the union, they negotiated the first collective bargaining agreement back in the late 60s. The first owner lockout was in 1973, but the regular season was not impacted then. Same goes for one that happened in 76. But then in 1990, the regular season was pushed back. Sarasota County's sports tourism liaison says the players' strike in 1995, as you just heard, was very contentious because replacement players were brought in for spring training.
But the fact that they're not having the replacement games is a very good move by the owners and good for the game, because all it did was fuel the fire with fans saying, well, I'm paying the same price to come in and watch, you know, somebody that is never going to play in the big leagues once they sign the agreement.
He says back in 95, they were only at about half capacity for the games. He says the home run chase between Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa eventually brought more fans back to baseball.